the scientific director of ZBMed, which is a traditional medical library which delivers information on the national level. However, the library is transforming into a more research-driven institute, and we have developed already some ways down this line and have established mainly research in data science and information science. On the one side, deliver information and data, and on the other side, we do research in this domain. And for this purpose, we are very much engaged in data, in fair data, and we deal with all these different topics only to be able to deliver more and more information to the researchers. And in the same way as media like books and journals are becoming more digital, delivered in an electronic way, in the same way we collect together information, data from researchers and contribute to the redistribution. And in addition, we are part of the National Research Data Infrastructure and do our contribution for fair data and open data. On the one side, we are talking about data, and we want to have open data so that researchers can reuse it. And in the reuse of the data, we do see already open research or fair research. We see that researchers can reuse the data, and this data which is existing contributes to their own research. But on the other side, we see that data alone is only one part of the story. So it's also the fact that we need software solutions, data analytics in combination with the data. So data is giving information, but then digging out further information requires software. And that's why we do see that research and software and data work together. And you can even argue that software is one different type of data which can be used to redistribute and then reuse. But there's a very important distinction. The data usually is redistributed the way how it is, and the software undergoes a certain development. So we see both coming together. We do believe that both belongs together. We see that both will be contributed or distributed in an open way. And only for software, we would require that changes is allowed and people can reuse the software. And both of it will support fair research and will enable researchers to do new and more exciting research. One barrier is that researchers have to see for themselves that they contribute into the community, that they get their own credits for it, but they have to be open to share this data. So there are certain natural limits. So some data may not be we cannot share all data as easily as we want. So it's very clear that personal data needs some protection. But I think the key element here is that researchers for themselves define what type of information and data they want to make available and how they want to make it available. And I think the infrastructure is giving exactly the opportunities to enable this, but each researcher has to find his own ways to play part in the communities. The other part is certainly the infrastructure. So institutes like ours have to make its contribution to provide an infrastructure, to give a piece of its own infrastructure to deliver the data to the public. And this is usually an IT infrastructure which needs some investment, but also a dedication to keep this up and to deliver this into the community. So this needs both a cultural change where researchers contribute, but also institutes and places where the infrastructure is existing so that data can be shared.